Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody doing today?
Good.
Very good. We have a very special guest joining us this morning, and we certainly need to greet her. So can we say good morning, Miss Stalker?
Good morning, Ms. Stalker.
And she is joining us from the Education Channel today, and we're showcasing the great work that you guys are doing in here. Okay? Now, first things first, we need to get ourselves tuned before we can do anything productive. So, here is an A for you. Here's an A. Remember to listen first for about how long, by the way?
10 seconds.
About 10 to 15 seconds. Let's go to the tip of our bow and play it really softly. I tell the kids from day one, I want you in the program no matter who you are. It doesn't matter. We just need interest and desire to improve. And based on that, I also tell them that I expect the absolute best from them. It doesn't matter where you come from and it doesn't matter who you are. And I feel like every child has great potential for greatness in them. And students will yield exactly what you expect of them. So as a teacher, I feel that the higher I raise the bar, the higher their performance goes. And you have the professional world on one hand, and I feel like what I try to run in here is a microcosm of the professional world. So as far as the expectation of excellence and as far as me expecting them to be ready for class, prepared, practicing, have all of their materials, have their instrument, it's not nothing to do with grades, nothing to do with I tell you to do this. No, it's just the way it is, because that's the way the professionals do it, therefore that's the way we do it. And they buy into that, and they love that. They love being part of something that feels professional and they're very proud of. So we've been warming up with several different scales. Why don't we start today with D major 2 octaves, please? Shall we? Half notes. 2, 3. Try to use the full ball, please. Use the full ball. All the ball. All the ball. Don't be afraid. More ball, please. Bring your hand all the way up. That's good, Kalia. But watch your ball. Don't let it get off the path. So I've been building on what was already here, which is nice that I had a starting place. We wrote the Mr. Holland's Opus Grant last year. It's a major music award, and they awarded us $10,000 worth of instruments, and we're not even halfway there. So the way I see it, we are at the very, very, very beginning of something very, very big.
I was just watching TV one day, and I was like running through the channels, and I all of a sudden I see a violin player. She's so gorgeous. She's like with a white dress, and you can tell she was playing with passion, and like I want to play that. And then here I am trying to make that dream come true.
I've been in orchestra 2 years already, last year and this year, and I'm probably going to still be doing it in high school also.
When I was in 5th grade, we took a field trip to this school, and we went in the orchestra room and we heard them play, and I saw the violin had a lot of notes, like melodies, and I liked the violin, so I was going to play it.
Very nice. That's very nice. That's very good. Okay, that's lovely. When you shift up to the 3rd position violins, what finger pattern do you have at the very top? Let's figure it out. So I'm hearing. What pattern is that? 3, 4. Are you thinking that when you're getting up there?
Yes.
You should be. right? Okay, good. Should be thinking that. And then secondly, when you start the scale, you start D on the C string, right? D, E, you have F sharp. Are you stretching that finger for the F sharp? Are you thinking that? Same with you. Forward extension on the F sharp, forward extension on the C sharp, high 3 on the F sharp, on the C sharp. Yes? Mm-hmm. Exciting. Let's try it again, shall we? Okay. Any string player requires a lot of dedicated step-by-step work to get them to improve in their craft. So due to the demographic of our school, the majority of our students don't take private lessons, which is something that any aspiring young musician should be doing. Private lessons make the difference between pursuing music in college or not being able to be good enough. So as a classroom teacher here, I spend a lot of time on fundamentals. So what you heard at the beginning were the scales that develop their left hand technique and develop their bow hand, and you heard us talking about finger placement and bow placement and bow parallelness, and that's sort of the mechanical, technical stuff that they need to improve on, so that when we get to the music is easier.
Well, every day we start with scales and arpeggio, so we can figure out our intonation if we need to work on it and warm up and all that kind of stuff.
That is just the usual rehearsal we do practically every day, and we usually have fun with it, but we have our professional side on our.
Checking our sitting position. You are looking so professional and so wonderful. Let's start from the beginning. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Adjust, please. Adjust, adjust, adjust. A little better. Two slurs, and you look so serious. If you're going to be famous and be on TV, you should at least smile when you do this. Okay, let's do 2 slurs, please. Relax. I mean, really relax. You seem so tense. Okay, 2 slurs. How about that? Do, da, di, da. Even though it's a scale, you can still enjoy it.
Well, he's nice and he's really funny because he dances around and everything.
He does faces to show for quieter or louder. Yeah, some hand signals ooh. Yeah.
Well, it helps you gain confidence in him, so you won't be shy around him and everything.
He's a good teacher with all the children. He doesn't like a certain student. He likes everyone the same way.
You got this, right? Good. You still can smile. That's cool. Okay, you can do that. Ready, go. I think you can do better. Ready, 2, 3. I feel like my role is more of a guiding role, and they're with me and they love being with me for that reason, and they do their best. They try to please you in amazing ways. They just try to be the best they can be because that's the expectation. So I feel like I know my craft well enough that there's no reason for me to be frustrated with the way they sound, because I know exactly how to get them from point A to point B. It's not going to sound pretty, but I've got to be cool, level-headed enough to analyze what's happening and very analytically fix it. And that's, I feel like a mechanic sometimes. The orchestra is a big engine, and I'm just adjusting parts. So in that sense, it's just a matter of time. And it's just a matter of them putting in the time. And that's something else that I teach them to do, is they have to spend time on their craft. If you hope to get good at anything, you have to spend time with it.
I practice at least an hour a day. And for me, it's just something I play with. It's not like a homework, but it's like something I really enjoy.
One little problem that you had was you're going A, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, A, and there's no break at all. There's no break whatsoever. So if you're doing this, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, then you'll be late. So you need to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Make sense? Okay. I, first of all, was born and raised in Cuba, and I am proud to say that I received a very solid musical foundation there. When we first came to the United States, we couldn't really afford lessons. There was a Cuban teacher by the name of Andres Trujillo who took me under his wing and didn't charge me for 2 years, taught me lessons. And it really is the gateway or the bridge. Had I not, sometimes I wonder now in retrospect, where would I be today had he not been in my life. But as far as being at the school is concerned, it's more and more, the more time I spend here, you know, I realize how much of a calling it is and how important it is. This is my second year at this school, and being here is necessary, I feel. And it's the reason is beyond the music. Ultimately, the music is important in their lives, but the contact and what I represent to them is much bigger than that. I feel like we are in a society today that lacks role models that are positive and inspirational. So being in a place like Booker Middle, I feel like I can make a very big impact with the lives of the children that I touch every day.
Well, first of all, it feels like I'm in a family. I'm with another family, and it just, like, for one instrument, it sounds good, but if you take a whole orchestra, it sounds even better. It sounds like you're in a dream, and yeah.
Quietly switching your music, looking very professional. Thank you very much. Beginning, please. Start. Did you hear all the bow noise that was happening before we started? So how about we hold the bow slightly above the string so you can breathe without touching the string and then land on it on beat 1, right? Let's try that. Okay. What's the dynamic? Forte. You're giving me like a piano, like a nice piano. So again, you're playing it really well. It's just nice, but it doesn't have that that fire. Okay, let's try it again. And I didn't hear you breathe at all, by the way. You were like, So it was missing that element of power. Okay, let's try again. Better. Okay, what is more interesting to your audience? If you go, ba 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 ba. At the same time, sometimes I'm sitting up there and I forget who I'm in front of, you know? Sometimes I spend my day and I forget that I'm in front of 11, 12, and 13-year-olds because in my mind, I'm in front of the New York Philharmonic and I expect them to act like that. And they do, and that's the thing. I get tricked sometimes. Sometimes I'm going and going and going and going, and then something silly will happen and everybody will laugh and I will be like, oh, okay, that's right, I'm in middle school, back to reality in a good kind of a way, you know? And they love moments like that because it's really endearing to me to see the fact that they're still children, and as children they're exploring their world and still learning themselves, and so that brings a lot of compassion and patience from my side.
And Mr. Fernandez just helps you on all the stuff that is needed in order to learn any instrument. And I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but once you get used to it, it becomes very easy.
Mr. Fernandez is a good person. Sometimes, you don't understand it, he doesn't get mad or anything. He just, indicates it and that's it. And he never yells in class or anything.
You lift pretty well, usually. Let's try it again. Ready? First note. Ready? Now. the same breath from the beginning. Here goes. Dig in, dig in, dig in. Now grow. So much of their world revolves around like Facebook and all the movies and the media and all the exposure that they have that is, I feel, doing the opposite of what I'm trying to do. They lack any kind of structure in that world and of texting and all of their Facebooking and all of that stuff. I feel like where I bring them, the light I bring them into is a light of direction, goals, and just direction forward and aiming for the highest you can be. And it's one of those like everything comes together and everything makes sense when we're together. And it's just really neat to see that growth, that seed take place and blossom over time, because it becomes them, they become that, and it just affects, it just spreads over every area of their life. Their personal relationships, their friendships, their other teachers, their schoolwork, their classroom work, it starts to take over in a really powerful way that keeps me motivated to keep doing it. That's it. Now, again, much more interesting. The demographic of my class represents pretty much my program. It really represents the school well, and that's something that I'm very proud of, that the big picture of my orchestra program is very representative of our school population, and I'm very proud of that. When I go recruiting at the different elementary schools, I go to Goshio, Tuttle, Bayhaven, M.I.E. Booker, I reach out to everyone because I'm a just open door kind of a person. So when I play these shows for the 5th grade classes, they're geared towards every child, and it's just geared to ensnare the heart of every little child and say, you can be part of something special, and I want you. It's sort of an Uncle Sam kind of idea, and I do that. I just very much tell all of them, I really want all of you to join my class. So they fall in love with it, and it becomes a universal language. It's beyond socioeconomic status. It's beyond color. It's beyond all of that. So I'm very proud of the fact that when I do these shows at the elementary schools, in my mind, I transcend every barrier there is, and I tell them it doesn't matter it doesn't matter where you come from, where you are, what color you are, what religion you are. This is a place for every one of us to grow as human beings and blossom as people.
My teacher, Mr. Fernandez, he is really something else. He really is. He is a really nice guy, and you can tell he knows what he's doing. He really does. And when you do a mistake, he doesn't punish you. He just helps you out, and that what really makes him different.
What I have in mind is this. And then that note is a football. So maybe I should play, let's get Neil to play, let's get Larry, let's get Hello, let's get Richie, and let's get Lazaro. Let's see if we match each other's style, guys. Okay, ready? String quintet. 1, 2, I should just, no, too loud, right away it's too loud. We can start softer. What did you think? Pretty cool? Can we try again? Nice job, guys. Same place. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay.
He shows us how to do it, and then he lets us play it back to him, and if it's right, he gives us a thumbs up, and if it's wrong, he won't get mad. He'll show you again. He'll show you until you get it.
When I see him play, especially, he plays with a lot of passion, and that's what really inspires me too. It really does.
He's a good teacher. He's an awesome. He helps us understand stuff by being funny in some ways, and he shows his emotions when he's playing and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's inspiring because you see him play like that and you want to play like him.
I would say that any teacher can do what I do. And I tell you that because I had a science teacher in high school that I was absolutely crazy about. And I thought his class was the absolute coolest thing in the world. And I had a math teacher in high school that I thought quadratic equations were the greatest thing ever. You know, and I had a writing teacher, and I thought To Kill a Mockingbird was the greatest book ever written, and we read it, and we analyzed, and we talked about it, and these are a science teacher, a math teacher, and a language arts teacher. I had a history teacher too, who was incredible, and I just thought these guys were the coolest guys in the world, and they loved their subject, and I just yearned to be in their class talking to them about their subject because I thought they were so passionate about it. So I feel like enthusiasm transcends everything. I mean, it's the enthusiasm that makes the difference. I like the fact that you're digging in. That's nice. Thank you. Okay, do me a favor. If you're a violin and viola player, play me the following notes. Play me D, D, E, E, F, natural F. Play it together and play it really softly. And let me see if you're really matching each other. It's a Mahatma Gandhi quote. It goes, we have to be the change we want to see in the world. And then I also think about the fact that I can't inspire children to want to learn if I don't walk through that door eager and excited and inspired to teach. And it's just a happy circle. If I walk in there eager and excited and patient and loving and with my vision in the right place and with my expectations in the right place and with direction and purpose, then I feel like it doesn't matter the subject, magic will happen.
It has, because when I started taking this class, all my grades started improving.
I want to take it to my advantage. I really do. I want to be like in a large stage with a lot of people, and then at the end, like the grand applause. It what really pays off at the end.
To be chosen at this level to represent the teaching profession is very humbling, and I take that to heart. Every single day I get out of bed in the morning, I think about that, and I said, you know, I am someone who is representative of thousands of teachers in this county, and as that, I have a very important job to do, and I have to represent them in the best way possible. So you know, you're striving for excellence professionally, you're striving for excellence personally, and at the same time, it's just very humbling, the fact that I get to be in those shoes, and it's not something I ever thought I would do. And it's just one of those things that I never in my life thought I would be sitting here telling you this. You know, I'm a firm believer that the teaching profession is probably the most important job, the most important profession in the world, because very few professions get the opportunity to have a direct hand in shaping the life of a child. Very, very few of them. And I feel like teachers have their hand literally in the future. Every single day I walk through the classroom, I think about that. I've got my hand in the future. I am shaping the future of these children, of this society, of this culture, of this nation, and this world in a very global sense. So I think about the fact that our jobs are the most important job in the world. So you can imagine, I often think, if every single teacher in the world today approached the profession in this way, it's amazing to think of the beautiful things that we could do tomorrow.
Booker High, a 5-star school creating a culture of excellence with cutting-edge technology, academics, mentoring, the arts, a caring staff, an opportunity to soar in programs like ACE, IB, VPA, dual enrollment, AP courses, the Law Academy, CFES, STEM, and CTE. The new Booker High. All that's missing is you. Call 355-2967.